Community Focus has been brought to you by the Crum Agency, providers of MEMIC insurance. Their telephone number is 734-254-1976, and they are online at krummagency.com.
You're listening to the station focusing on the Plymouth Canton community. This is Community Focus on 88.1 The Park.
Good evening and welcome to Community Focus, where we speak with people of interest in our community. I'm here with Alexis Boron, Canton Junior and Blast Fundraiser organizer. How are you, Alexis?
I'm good, Rebecca.
Well, thank you so much for speaking with me tonight. What you're organizing is a reboot of the original Blast Fundraiser. Can you just give me some background as to what the original Blast Fundraiser was, why it originated?
The original events were planned and run by the friends and family of Lisa McMaster, who's a little girl diagnosed with neuroblastoma at the age of 3. Neuroblastoma is a cancer that starts in early nerve cells, and it's also where they got the name Blast from. They started Blast Fundraisers to help other families similar to their own.
That's a really noble cause, and probably very important to a lot of people, not just this particular family affected.
Yeah, there are a lot of families in the community that are affected by this.
Like I said, this is a reboot, so why did the original event stop occurring?
I think the most prominent reason that the McMasters stopped holding events was because Lisa passed away. She's 8 years old, and it was just devastating for them. It's a lot of work to plan an event like this, but I think the most prominent reason was that she passed away.
That's awful, but I commend you for trying to get this back up again.
So childhood cancer isn't going away anytime soon at the rate that we're going, and I had a lot of people asking me when the next event was going to be because they all really wanted to help, and I knew that the McMasters didn't want to have to go through it again, so I went to them and asked if I could take it over, and then they said that I could.
What kind of events occurred at the original Blast Fundraisers, and how will this year be different? How will it be the same?
So every year it's more or less been like a fun fair where you take your kids and everyone goes and has dinner and has a good time. There's usually raffles, and ours is going to be pretty much the same. The only difference being in who's running it. So before it's usually been a lot of adults who have their own kids, and now it's going to be mostly student run now. So there's going to be a few more things that are going to target more high school kids, which is more than there used to be because there usually wasn't a lot of that. But it's still going to be a family event where everyone can go and have a good time.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it's really important to reach out to the younger people of our community. What is your role in organizing everything?
So Blast is technically its own legal entity now, registered with the state. It's a nonprofit corporation, and I'm the current president. My main role right now is to handle all the legal aspects, like how I had to send in the application to become a nonprofit, but I also lead the weekly meetings.
That's a lot of work. You're definitely taking this on and going in full force.
Yeah, replacement of a summer job.
You're not doing this alone. What are kind of the other committees at work, the different aspects they're taking on?
So the other committees that we have in place, there's an outreach committee which works on getting social media things out there. They're designing flyers, designing like wrappers for our collection basket. I have committees in place, but they're kind of small. I'm the president, so I'm mostly running all of the managerial kind of aspects of it, but I also have people like Mansi Sharma right now is running a bike riding fundraiser to raise money to help pay for the event. She's the leader of our T-shirts and merchandise committee, but she can take on other roles as well. So she's also helping to design the T-shirts. And then I have Jenna Len, who's going to run a can drive this week. So it's just, we're all kind of taking on different things, whatever needs to be done. And then once we get closer to our event, people are going to start taking on the roles that they've kind of been assigned.
I mean, a bunch of youth running this, you would expect, like a bake sale or something, but you're like going all out, and that's really awesome.
Well, we're trying our best to kind of keep the same energy that was going when they started. And when you do something smaller like a bake sale, there's not as much, you're not going to get as much reward from that as you would from, like, we're running a bike riding fundraiser and we're doing the can drive. And this is all stuff to lead up to a bigger event because our main goal is awareness, and you can't really spread much awareness if you have a bake sale at one place at one time.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of people coming out. You're drawing a lot of attention with all these different things, so that's definitely going to pay off.
Our two main goals are to raise funds, which would go out to those families who are struggling, and to raise awareness for the families who aren't in the immediate vicinity, who can be aware that this is a problem that's going on in our community.
Do you plan on making this an annual event, or do you hope to?
I would like to make this an annual event for as long as we're needed, wanted, and able, but it's not like something that we would want to do. You don't want to have to raise money for a disease like this, but I think making an annual event is something that we would be interested in doing.
Where will the funds be given to the families, you said?
Funds will be given to Rainbow Connection, which is similar to Make-A-Wish, and then University of Michigan Moss Children's Hospital. They give their funds to families.
You're definitely going to be giving back and helping out those affected and struggling. You're listening to Community Focus. I'm Rebecca McBride here with Alexis Boron, Canton Jr. and Blast Fundraiser organizer. So Alexis, why do you think this event is important to the community and to uniting the community?
Plymouth Canton is best known for its schools, which is something that is children-oriented. So as a community, I think it's important to help raise awareness and funds to help our littlest warriors combat cancer. Not to sound cliche, but children are the future, and they need our help.
You know, the community shares a lot of these common experiences, too. Like I said, cancer is unfortunately a very common experience, and you're bringing together a lot of people in order to help with that. How can people get involved in the fundraiser or get more information about it?
So we're still working on our website, but if anyone is interested in getting involved, they can email me at blastcancernonprofit@gmail.com.
And when is the event planned? It's not for a while now, right?
We plan to have our event in September because that's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but our exact date and location is still to be determined.
Okay.
And could you just give kind of your personal story as to why you were so driven and dedicated to putting in the work to get this event off the ground?
So we were really close family friends with Lisa and her family. She was an inspiration to everyone that she met. While other kids went to ballet or soccer practice after school, she went to the hospital. She never let you know when she was feeling bad, even when you could tell that she was just having the worst day and she was just feeling terrible. And you can't meet someone like that and not feel inclined to help them in their fight.
Definitely. It is a powerful story. And like you said, this event won't be until September. So what are some of the promotional methods that you have planned and going on currently?
So we have a bike riding fundraiser that went through the entire month of July, so it ends on the 30th, and we're going to have a big event at the end. So on the 30th, we're going to have a bunch of people bike around. It was more of a pledge per mile kind of thing. And then, so we have a can drive going on today. I guess that's it.
I mean, I think you're going to get a lot of attention and a lot of funds raised for the families that are in need.
I really hope so.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about the fundraiser? Anything?
I just feel like this is something that people should care more about. I feel like people are asking, why should I care? And then I feel like the question that I want to ask them is, why wouldn't you? Because these are the children of our community, and children get so little of the budget that's designated. I feel like they should get the larger amount because children are the future, and we need to help them.
They are just as much affected by cancer, unfortunately, as any other group of people. And it's definitely important to dedicate the funds they need to help them be our future.
Yeah, and the fact is that children don't get their own medicine. They have to use smaller doses of the adult medicine. It's not specialized to help them. It's something that would help adults because childhood cancer is different than adult cancer.
I absolutely commend you for all the work you're putting in, and you're going to make a difference in these lives. Thank you so much for speaking with me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This has been Community Focus. I'm Rebecca McBride, and I spoke with Alexis Boron tonight, Canton Jr. and organizer of the Blast Fundraiser. You can hear Community Focus every Wednesday after Newsfile at 5:30, again starting in September when the school year begins.
Community Focus has been brought to you by the Crum Agency, providers of Mimic Insurance. Their telephone number is 734-254-1976, and they are online at krummagency.com.